What happened to emos?
Hey! What's up? I'm Raven, your acid bath princess of the darkness.
And I'm Tara.
Has there ever been a teenage subculture as
This was big back then, though. Emos was a big cultural thing back then. There was a lot of emos. Every school had their
reviled
emos.
and misunderstood
I was always into emo
as the
girls.
humble emo?
I don't
For a
know
time,
why.
it was a catch-all term of derision,
I was always
reserved
really
for
into
anyone
emo
who
girls.
wore black,
They grew
listened
up,
to My
maybe?
Chemical Romance, and exhibited some worrying self-roping tendencies. But all that moting
That is
and the
totally
music
gone
that
nowadays.
inspired it,
Yo, all the Zoomers that are still in school nowadays, what are the weirdos in your school nowadays? This is for upgrading your internet bundle, by the way. What? Thank you, Jochen, for the 10 euros? What? The Avril Lavigne replacement conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory and an urban legend stating that Canadian pop punk Avril Lavigne died in 2003, shortly after the release of her debut album Let Go, and was replaced by a body double named Melissa Vandella. Evidence... What? So here we have 2011. Nah, that's her. Weeps and TikTokers are the weird guys nowadays. Do you have really weeps in your class? How does a weep show himself, though? They don't dress different, do they? Or how do they dress? Weeps is a big thing nowadays? Hardcore weeps. Fucking body double, right? Wow. What a fucking dumb... What the fuck? Thank you for the
actually
10,
has a
man.
complex history.
Thank you for the
and
10,
to
but
understand
what?
it fully, we have to go
They
back
have Ahego
to the
shirts and
beginning.
anime shirts? We never had that.
While no one knows
That
the
didn't
name
exist
of
in my time.
Emo's Patient Zero, they were likely a member of the Washington hardcore punk scene.
I know a guy that wore a Naruto ninja band to school. Dude, that guy's got a fucking school shooting no jutsu, man. They dye their hair? Okay.
In the 1980s,
We had emos
bands like
and
Minor,
gothic
Threat,
people.
Fugazi, and State of Alert were producing
metalheads,
three-chord
which
anger
is not
screams
weird, they were
for
just
small,
different.
devoted
I always liked them.
audiences. And like their emo descendants, these punks wore black, cut their hair with
Yeah, you don't
industrial
even see
lawn
punks
equipment,
that much
and
anymore.
took
Back then I
themselves
saw
very
punks all the
seriously.
time.
But these punks were also
You will always see
deeply
punks
political,
everywhere.
even expressly anarchist, like these two specimens who decry the woes of capitalism while hanging out in a mall with none other than a somehow still very old Bernie Sanders.
Oh, that's Bernie Sanders, and he's already old.
What does it say, or does it mean anything, or what?
Fucking Bernie Sanders.
Basically saying, to heck with society.
Yeah, to heck with capitalism. Ronald Reagan can go fudge himself in his bunghole. By 1985,
All these cultural
the DC
things, they really
punk
go
scene was
away.
in
Like, the
need of a
weeps will also
makeover,
go away one
as
day,
it
and then
caught
something
a
else takes
well-earned
over.
reputation for
Maybe
being
some
more
kind of,
violent, mostly owing to the
VR
fact
heads
their
that always
concerts
live in
looked
VR
like a
worlds or
cross
some
between
shit,
a Black
who knows?
Friday stampede and an Indian train carriage at rush hour.
Some people call it slamming, and some people call it pogoing, and some call it the skang. But
I never poked my entire life.
because that's normally
I feel like I missed out. I always was too scared
You
to.
just call this more or less a slam. It's just keep going in a circle with keep moving your arms and stuff.
During what was known as Revolution Summer, bands like Rites of Spring and Embrace offered a new direction for the genre.
And look how
These
everything was so dark
artists
and
wrote more introspective lyrics and
everything was so
rejected the scene's
depressed.
political posturing for a whinier,
Like the whole generation
more
was
emotional
about pain and stuff.
Thrasher magazine called this style emo-core, but even
Emo-core.
then it was meant as a disparaging term.
Emo-core must be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Emotional hardcore. As if hardcore wasn't emotional to begin with.
This would set a precedent that would follow the emo plague all the way into its heyday, with bands constantly uncomfortable with being labelled as sad sacks screaming about their feelings. Despite this, the post-hardcore emo virus spread from coast to coast over the next decade, giving birth to a
The worst thing for me personally I've ever seen, there always used to be bands where, it's hard to explain, maybe you can help me. There would be bands, I will never listen to them, but my friends will, and like the girls and shit. It's 5 guys, and they all have the same haircut. They look like Final Fantasy characters, and they have the black makeup. And it would always be, I am so much in pain. I fucking despise that from the bottom of my heart. And I don't mean stuff like that. I mean the emo stuff. Look at chat, they're so dumb. What is he talking about? Grunge. No, not grunge. You guys are fucking trash.
ear-assaulting sub-genres. There were the radio-friendly incel jams of nerd rock. There was
Nerd
screamo
rock.
music, the official soundtrack to school shootings everywhere. And of course, there was pop punk, emo's fun-loving cousin, whose close association with the genre would be its ultimate undoing.
the
But it was
fuck?
bands like Sunny Day Real Estate and Jawbreaker that charted the course to what emo would become. producing punk-adjacent hits with pleasing guitar melodies and lyrics dripping with personal drama.
I would listen to this when I was younger. Why not?
2001, where the iconic image of emo-hood solidified like bacon grease on the oven floor of popular culture. Jimmy Eat World released The Middle on their self-financed album American Bleed, a huge mainstream hit that was as irritating as it was Billboard friendly.
That's really
Suddenly,
the early
record
2000s,
executives
man.
realised that emos were more than just basement-dwelling dweebs, and were in fact a lucrative growth market.
The problem with emo was that there was only two categories of emo people. There was not a single middle ground. There was the ultra fucking awkward emos with yellow teeth, they looked ridiculous. And there was the ultra hot emos, which means there was these really hot emo girls where everybody in school would be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Or there was an ultra hot emo guy, right? A sexy guy, he's emo, and all the girls love him. All the girls, oh, he's so deep. Tommy, you listen to Naruto, I listen to him. Oh. And the problem was always that the lower tier emos always tried to get with the higher tier emos. Like, oftentimes in my life, in my school life, I would be into emo girls. I always thought I was attracted to them. And I would always go for the, like my first girlfriend ever was like, in my opinion, one of the hot emos. And it was so hard to get to her. And they would always, it was very hard to get there, to this high level. And only the ugly ones would always be with you. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. You know what I mean? There was like no middle ground. I don't know. Maybe the old ones in the chat
As broadband
understand.
internet connections became more widespread, the irritating screech of a dial-up connection was replaced by the equally grating sound of teenagers expressing themselves. Emo was arguably the first subculture.
Like, I mean, like, there was either really cringe emos, like they're TikTokers nowadays, or there was these hot emos that are very successful, lots of friends, very hot, lots of views and shit. I just heard something.
That truly spread through the internet.
I just heard a voice.
Websites like LiveJournal and MySpace acted as the sweaty public toilet door handles, accelerating emo's bubonic burst into mainstream culture. Emo fans would plaster their profile with...
Yeah, everybody would look like this. This was so big back then. Once it's broken so many times, you start to lose. Dude, this is actually making me feel very nostalgic. When I was, let's say, 13 to 18. Maybe 18, when I was older, was not that cool anymore. 15, 16, this was big. This was a big thing. Everybody had these song texts, and I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt, man.
Lyrics from their favourite bands, create fan sites, and communicate with other people who like to play noughts and crosses on their forearms. But most of all, these online spaces were responsible for disseminating what became known as the iconic emo look.
Yeah, bands like this. What the fuck is happening? I never understood that. I'm a very open-minded guy, right? But what the fuck is that? What is this band? The music isn't bad though. I can't imagine people listen to this. It sounds like music people listen to. And yeah, the girls, the emo girls stuff. It was. I want to explain something. So watch this. Watch this. So this is school, right? This is people in school. Now you have certain groups. You have certain levels. You have in the top the attractive, successful, normal people. We can't see because of your camera. In the top, you had like the normal people. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they were good looking, normal. They never had bullying. They had never issues. This is just like the A grade, right? This is the... You know what I mean? You know what I mean. This is not weird. The people that never had issues. They had friends. They haven't been bullied. They had good grades and shit. They were never really in trouble. Stuff like that. Now, wait. I'm gonna make a great concept here that you will all, I mean, you guys are watching Tommy K, you understand. Then we have the middle ground, right? Where people are a bit weirder, they have some problems. And this is, for example, where I will put emo girls. This was where the emo girls were. They still were like, my dad hits me and all that weird fucking shit, right? Now, here's the thing. Here's my thesis that I totally stand behind. These two levels, they fought their everything. People in this level right here, they thought they are the rejects of society. They thought these emos, gothic, all these people, they thought, oh, I'm so different, blah, blah, blah. But here is the truth of life. What society and school culture didn't know, there's another level below that. There's another level below that, and that's where I was. That's the people that get bullied hard, have no fucking friends, they play games all day, they watch anime, gingers, stuff like that. And we pursued the emo girls. Yeah, but the emo girls would always stand here or here. Like, you never date a level lower than you most of the time, right? That's kind of the point I want to make. Society and all this shit, they always act like there's only this, and I'm so edgy, but there's people that are really fucking weird, you know? I have 1.9k of them right here, right now. Yeah.
The emo look
Does that make
centered on a
sense?
few necessities and tons of optional extras. But if one is to truly understand the emo, one must become the emo.
Most of chat belongs there.
Look, I'll admit, I went too far.
Back in the day, you saw a lot of people like this. I had a lot of people like this in school. Nowadays, you don't. I mean, I don't see schools anymore. But nowadays, everybody is just zoom, right? You guys all walk around like Jake Paul.
But I believe in committing to a bit, and that's what emo's about. You know, committing to looking like a fucking idiot. Eye makeup was a must, slathered above and below the eye to really bring out the skull that lives inside all of our
more
face.
down, you have to scroll down.
Black jeans that looked like they were painted on were also a must.
Every generation has a group that's
Accessorised with a
cringe.
studded belt, which could be worn anywhere on the body, provided it was at a 45-degree angle. Black lipstick was optional, but it was encouraged. A fashion choice which only ever reminds me of this line from The Sopranos.
Look like a Puerto Rican.
Look like a Puerto Rican whore! Makes me fucking sick!
Make me sick.
Make me sick! Sopranos, Junge! I know the lines! Fucking Frank Vincent, a.k.a. Doing for 3 years, it's only 10 minutes.
Arm sleeve things, which make it look like your arms are wearing lingerie.
You don't talk shit about The Sopranos,
Another
man.
optional
The greatest
extra
TV show of
was
all
turning
times.
your lower lip into a playground for bacteria, as well as a target for any school bully and
The fucking piercings, man. I would visit my emo, she was like softcore emo. I would visit my softcore emo girlfriend in Finland, Oulu, Finland. And all day long, she was looking for piercings. And we would always go to these piercing stores, man. And she would always look for piercings, and I would just be like, oh, fucking hell. That's what I meant. I was always outside of all this. When I was younger, something I always say, yeah. As I started to be sexual, aka looking for girls, I would oftentimes act like I'm something else to get with girls, aka I would act like I care about punk, emo, rock, gothic, or other stuff just to get with girls. And I realized later in life that was so wrong. You know, I think a lot of simps in chat understand what I mean here. You oftentimes act like you're something else just to impress a girl. You manipulated them, they just wanted to get love, you fucking idiot. Manipulative? I would just try to find love, you idiot. You don't understand that stuff.
Passing
obviously.
pro. Of course, the most important part of the emo armor is dyed black hair, straightened to obscure teenage acting.
That guy will listen to Blink 182 and be like,
wow,
wow, that's so good, wow.
The emos paved the way for many
cool,
norms of social
man.
media.
Can I get laid now?
They pioneered the full body
I got
selfie.
laid, hey, it worked.
They were applying filters and Photoshop to their photos when Instagram was just a vapid dream in the head.
I got laid, yeah, sure, I don't give a fuck.
Emo culture was also discussing mental health and LGBT rights long before it dominated public discourse, and admittedly, it was a bit fucked up at times. But today, the internet only approaches these topics.
There will always be a lot of girls with cuts. There will be a lot. Oftentimes in school, you will see a girl with a lot of cuts. That was actually where it got very serious. That's actually kind of fucked, right? That's where you don't make jokes anymore. Is that still a thing nowadays? We will have that often. The barcode still happens. I will have that often.
In a mature, open-minded manner, and we have these fringe-fondling frontiersmen to thank for it.
It doesn't feel hot
Still a
or
thing?
uncomfortable yet. In fact, it doesn't really feel like much.
Well, that's good because it's not meant to touch your scalp. So
It's not meant to touch your scalp.
No.
Good to know.
By 2004,
Fucking Filio Dada,
record
man.
labels had
Look
fully
like a Puerto
weaponized
Rican
the emo
whore.
virus.
Makes me
In the
sick.
space of 2 years, it would go from being a public health concern to a full-blown pandemic. There were the wildly successful wine pop stylings of Fall Out Boy.
This is Fall Out Boy, I never listened to that stuff. Never. I cannot listen to it.
A band with 5 members, but only 4 chins. And there were the theatre school rejects known as Panic at the Disco. And
Yeah, Panic at the Disco, man. All the girls will go so crazy for this, man.
famous for their obnoxiously long
They will
song
have pictures
titles
of him
and
and
that one
shit.
bit in their one song.
And I would just sit there, fuck hell, what's going on? Why don't
where a
anybody
guy
have
says a
pictures of
naughty
me?
no word.
But I could never listen to this. I hate this music.
Sensing the
I hate
dark
it.
winds
I hate it,
blowing
man.
towards the hot
I don't
topic
want to talk
entrance,
shit.
other
It's
acts
just personal.
pivoted to the
I
emo
just
aesthetic
can't
as
listen to
well.
this stuff.
Blink-182 1992 stopped producing music specifically to be played on American Pie soundtracks, and attempted to get all sensitive with the release of I Miss You, a song dedicated to the relatable woes of missing your ex-girlfriend and spiders eating your insides.
Spiders. Super successful song, man. All you young kids don't. This song is ultra successful. Where are you?
Green Day.
The drummer is
also
Travis Scott. He's like
infected
famous or some shit.
with the emo virus, embracing the aesthetic and the depressing lyrics with their
But these are all very
six-times
successful
platinum album,
bands.
American Idiot. But emo's
Very
commercial
successful
peak
stuff.
came on the 12th of September 2006 in the form of a literal parade. My Chemical Romance's ode to a cancer death fever dream somehow became an enormous mainstream hit.
Yeah, this
For
shit is
months
super
following its
successful,
release,
man.
It was inescapable. It was playing on
Nowadays
the
this
radio, on
wouldn't hit
music
at all
video
anymore.
channels, on LimeWire, and from the back.
It was rap and metal.
It is the third law of culture that any action is always met with an equal and opposite backlash. And emo's front lash was so seismic that its critics arrived armed with all the unholy powers of the mainstream media.
Now, emo is a term you may or may not have come across. It's short for emotionals.
For parents about the so-called emo culture, read what is emo?
Well, Barb, this is something that has come out of the internet and into music and the lives of Utah teens.
News reports on emos were designed to terrify parents, focusing on the subculture's apparent obsession with self-harm and the very poorly aged concern about gender bending.
Gender bending is also part of the emo culture. Boys wear girl pants and makeup.
Girl pants! Unbelievable! And you do that to my beautiful Republican USA? We gotta do something.
But like any teenage
Where do I
culture,
send the nukes?
emo was specifically designed to piss off parents. So it's vilification.
Exactly. I really believe that. Dude, Bragan once said something. Bragan is young, right? He's 19 now. But he once said something when I met him in Berlin. Bragan used to be a regular on my channel. Who said something I never forgot, which is very, very intelligent. The new generation always wants to rebel against their parents' generation. Whatever parents do. Like we were talking about what if Germany would have won World War II and Nazis and fascism would have ruled the world? Would it survive for 100 years? Because we thought, no, it wouldn't. New generations will start to be open-minded and think about revolution and try to go against their parents and stuff. Thank you, Müller Echte. It doesn't matter what the previous generation is representing. For example, the parents of emos, they represent the 50s, right? Be hard, don't show emotions, everybody's an alcoholic. And you go against that. But what is the Zoomers going against? Zoomers, they're TikToking, they're... What are Zoomers going against, though? If you're 17 years old now, what do you rebel? How do you rebel? They rebel against IQ? Meaninglessness? Yeah, it's a lot about depression and meaninglessness and nihilism in a way, right? Climate change, yeah, they rebel against climate change, true. They're going against having brain cells. They rebel for the planet, true, yeah. They rebel, I feel like it looks like that young people rebel against conservatism. Young people are more likely to be leftish, greenish. I also always felt like that the new generation has so less problems nowadays, which is not their fault. I don't want to diss them. The new generation has such a good life, like life is so easy for them, that they have the time to come up with problems that in harsher times wouldn't have been looked upon. For example, gender issues and climate change, maybe too, LGBTQ, SJW stuff, because they have the time for this shit now. And that's not a diss. It's not a diss. They have time for this. If you fight for survival after a war, you don't think about this shit. Woke culture, cancel culture, something like that. I wonder what their children are going to be like.
Mainstream
what are they gonna rebel against? Maybe the next generation will rebel against all the green stuff about. They're like, I want to go back to machines and CO2.
Emo culture may have popularized the selfie and the confessional blog, but it also brought another internet pastime to the fore: cyberbullying. Being an emo kid online in 2006 was like wearing a
like again, I just showed that graphic, right? Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. I wasn't even part of emos and got cyberbullied, man. Dude, I remember there was a website in Germany called SchülerCC, StudiKZ, Alter. And they would always fucking bully me. They would send me friend requests, and then I will take it, and then it will delete it again. So like,
like a hat to your liberal arts lecture, you were kind of asking for it. For every extended fringe, there was a full-body cringe and an army of trolls waiting to pounce. You might remember this
Trolls are the
emo
greatest
hate
subculture,
anthem
man.
that did the rounds in 2006.
I wear skin tight clothes while hating my life. If I said I like girls, I'd only be half right.
But the single most egregious case of online emo-phobia came in the form of National Emo Kid Beatdown Day, cleverly scheduled for the 6th of June.
You motherfuckers steal that from us. There's a National Kick a Ginger Day. That was before, man. They're stealing that from us.
2006. Get it? You get it. From MySpace to 4chan, the happy hate crime holiday spread like septus from a septum piercing. And while there were no recorded
I'm kinda happy
emo
the 2000s are over in a way.
anti-emo violence became a genuine global problem. It was officially declared a hate crime here in the UK, and there were actually
Everything's a
roaming
hate crime in
gangs
the
of
UK.
anti-emo
Can't even teach your dog
vigilantes
to
in
make the
Mexico
episode
City.
anymore.
This young emo is cornered and beaten.
Jesus.
The young man survives, but his attackers run round looking for more emo.
Jesus,
But if I were to retroactively point...
What did you do last night? Did you have dinner with your wife? Did you take care of your child? I was in the streets hunting emos, Bob! Where were you? Why did you come too? You were hunting emos, man!
When emos
What the fuck?
It was this.
That your free time?
Where it became a punchline for YouTube's favorite sexual predator. Sorry, I mean YouTube's...
That guy is the weirdest fuck, Onision. A lot of girls would watch him back then, and it was a fucking... I'm not gonna talk about it.
Favorite
but
alleged
he's
sexual predator.
probably the weirdest YouTuber of all times.
When this guy's making fun of you, it might be time to return to your natural colour and force yourself to like jazz or something. Jazz. The thing.
Jazz, man. I'm really into jazz lately.
As
I
for
really
the
would like to
bands,
go to a jazz
well,
club
like
when
a
Corona's
toilet that
over.
won't flush, some of them just kept that shit up. With groups like Paramore maintaining a loyal
Paramore, I was so hot for her. What the fuck, dude? Imagine you're 16. Imagine you're 16 and this girl walks around, man. Are you fucking kidding me? I was so in love with her. Dude, what? Dude, that's it. I fucking hated emo guys. Like, fuck them. But the emo girls, dude, she was... everybody loved her. I totally forgot she existed, man. I didn't give a fuck about her music, man. But everybody was... Jesus, man.
Base to this day. But the main exhibitors of the emo style made it their mission to distance themselves as far as possible from
This
the
I can
label.
agree with.
They've been quoted as saying emo is a pile of shit.
Oh shit, yes.
Why is that?
Citing 90s emo as the one true emo.
Well, emo as it is today, which is nothing like emo as it was when I was growing up.
And
Ah, fuck. I don't like 2000 emos, the 90s emos. That was the real shit, bro. What the fuck? They even fucking each other.
Urie, has made no secret of the fact that he just wants to close the goddamn door on the song that made his band so popular. The label became...
He says he hates the song and the fans are like, shut up, I want to sing! Just sing
so
the song!
toxic that it
I
even
paid money
sunk
for
one
this
of the
ticket.
era's most profitable film franchises, with
Oh,
Tobey
God.
Maguire's evil emo dance number in Spider-Man 3 being the
That's
only thing
considered
that
emo?
anyone remembers from that cinematic stillbirth. So after
that
applying a
was
healthy
emo?
dollop of
That
public
scene?
ridicule,
I don't know.
the emo rash disappeared as quickly as it developed.
I think
And
me and my friend
ironically,
left the
that's
cinema.
probably what kept its memory alive long enough to inspire genuine nostalgia with them. I mean, it's not Mozart or
But did he answer the
ambient
question why they're
nonsense
gone?
12 by